You're now watching a clip from the Inspired by show. You can watch the full episode on our YouTube channel or listen on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. So make sure to head over there, leave us a 5-star rating if you enjoyed it, and follow the show.
What's your views on this mask that we all put on?
I hope by doing what I'm doing now and doing what I do in my own podcasts and doing what I do in my stage talks, that I'm teaching people that vulnerability is okay, but that it depends what lens you put it through. So if you're the person that kind of goes on Facebook and puts, does anyone know the local number for a GP? Or today's been a hard day, ... That's not a healthy way to demonstrate your vulnerability. But if you're in a trusted environment and talking to a friend or a colleague or a client, and you can say, look, I can relate to what you're going through because actually this happened to me and I think I can help. That is a tremendous way to demonstrate your vulnerability, but show so much empathy and create connection. And certainly for male entrepreneurs, that's not something you see a lot of.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that often in any industry, women are more traditionally vulnerable and having more empathy, and why men find it harder?
I think it's like this weird warrior mentality type thing, like, oh, we must leave the cave and go and kill a woolly mammoth and drag it back so that the tribe can eat. And there's no opportunity for vulnerability in that scenario. And in the scale of the universe, the time since we were in caves to now is tiny. So we're kind of dealing with really technical, big problems, but with cave people's brains.
Yeah, totally.
And so you have to check yourself. You have to be like, am I just thinking on autopilot, or can I take a bird's eye view of this and actually do something about it? And being vulnerable is knowing when it's time to go to the doctors or knowing when it's time to share a problem. It's not necessarily crying in front of an audience of people. And that kind of sort of self-aware vulnerability is actually a strength.
Could not agree more. And actually, it's one of the most powerful things you can do to support others as well, as actually show vulnerability. Where did you learn this?
So I saw other people do it quite well. My wife's amazing at it. So she was born with club feet and she spent about a third of her life in a wheelchair. She is the happiest, most adventurous, most brilliant person ever. And my friends call her Dora the Explorer. One, because she looks like an adult version of Dora the Explorer. And two, because she's always off looking for wildlife in exotic locations. She runs a zoo for a living.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, she's an inspiring person herself. And yeah, she's vulnerable and she's real. And if she's upset, she'll tell you. And she doesn't like confrontation, so she would rather just say, this is too much for me, and step away. And when I was really struggling after we'd got married, which is 3 years ago, she was just there, but not in like a sort of patronizing, weird way, but like in a uplifting, you can do anything you put your mind to way. Like, this is someone who at points in her life didn't know if her legs were going to work, and she's been into like the jungle and she's scuba dived with sharks. So me sat there worrying about whether a Facebook ad campaign is going to get a good cost per click felt a bit pathetic.